All right. Well, today I wanted to talk about if women are more attracted to men wearing suits. They say women view men in suits like men view women in lingerie. A lot of fashion gurus make it seem like all you need to do is wear a suit and your dream woman will come knocking on your door. Well, the truth is somewhere in the middle in my experience. I'll be using my own personal experience as well as observations I have had over time. Tailored suits can definitely give you a boost in your attractiveness in the eyes of women. The biggest advantage of wearing a suit is that it will make your shoulders appear broader and your waist appear smaller, giving you that appearance of a strong V taper, which is regarded as very attractive to women. Basically, your physique will appear better as long as you are in somewhat decent shape. I definitely think the suit needs to be tailored, because if it's not tailored, a suit is just going to look really sloppy. There are a lot of men that wear suits, but the dress pants and the jacket don't fit very well, and they end up just looking really sloppy. Would have been better off just wearing jeans and a t-shirt, to be honest. The suit should be tailored to your measurements, and you'll want the dress shirt to be a little bit longer than the suit jacket in the wrists. Suits also make you look more put together from a fashion standpoint. You'll have that professional kind of halo effect. When you're wearing a tailored suit, you're just going to be perceived as more successful. I think in terms of the suit, the color should be complementary to your skin tone. I think in general, black, navy, and charcoal gray suits are good colors to stick with, for the most part. I think it also depends on where you're wearing the suit, and also the age of the woman may vary in how much they're attracted to men wearing suits. But the biggest factor to how much a suit is going to make a difference will be based on your own physical attractiveness. I remember wearing a suit a few times in college, for job interviews, and for a few weddings. In college and early on in my career, I didn't get the suit tailored and I was wearing a suit jacket and pants that were just both too big for me. And I can tell you this didn't have the same effect on women as if the suit was tailored specifically to your body. When a suit isn't tailored correctly, it looks like you're just trying to dress up, but it just looks really off. Back in college, I was at my heaviest weight-wise, and I can tell you that if you're overweight, wearing a suit just won't do much for you, outside of looking like a meal ticket for women who are gold digging. Once I was able to lose a good amount of weight, I noticed that when I wore a suit, and this was on very, very infrequent occasions, but women would definitely notice. Suits can also stand out in certain environments over others. Like if you go to a college bar or sports bar wearing a tailored suit, you're going to look really out of place and it'll just kind of come off as if you're a tryhard. If you wear a suit to more of a professional networking event, now, most guys are going to be wearing suits as well, so you're not really going to stand out much either. And I think wearing a suit can help if you go to a place like a lounge or say a nice restaurant where people are dressed well, but not many people are going to be wearing a suit at those places. So that's where you're going to be able to stand out a little bit more, especially if your suit is tailored and you're in good shape. Honestly, I only usually wear suits to job interviews now. I haven't had an interview in a while or a very, very special occasion. In terms of age, I found that women in their mid-20s and above tend to appreciate a tailored suit more than women in their early 20s. I think women, once they hit their mid-20s, they're starting to get to the point, some of them are starting to get to a point where they're looking for more of a successful guy. And when they see you wearing a tailored suit, they perceive you as being more successful, you appear to be in better physical shape. And if they find you attractive, they're going to subconsciously view you as a good choice for either, a boyfriend, husband, or provider material. Whereas, as a contrast, women in their early 20s, they might find men wearing suits attractive, but they're not really in the mind frame of looking for a guy with money. So the suit won't do as much for you in their eyes, outside of maybe, viewing you as a cheap meal ticket or someone that could buy them something, maybe buy them jewelry or a necklace or dinner or something, or someone that could take them on a shopping spree. Whereas, women in their mid to late 20s, 30s, 40s, when you're wearing that tailored suit, they see that as more of a success symbol, in that, you might have they might perceive you as having a good job, having your life put together. A tailored suit, outside of making your shoulders broader and making your physique look better, doesn't really make you more physically attractive outside of that. But I think it helps from a standpoint of making you appear more successful. It all comes down to physical attractiveness of the man wearing the suit. That's going to be the biggest factor, and if wearing a tailored suit will help that guy attract women. I hate to say it, but the more lean I got in the face, the better I was perceived by women on the occasions that I was wearing a suit, as opposed to when I was overweight or just not so lean in the face, where the suit just didn't do as much justice for me. I hate to say it as well, but tall men also pull off the tailored suit look better. I think when you're a taller guy, the suit just looks like it just kind of fits a little bit better, and makes your legs appear longer, makes your torso appear longer. Just that's why they hire male models who are at least 6 feet to model their clothing, their suits. It just looks better. Outside of this, I do think wearing a suit can help you the most in a professional setting. So let's just say, your manager, your potential clients or coworkers, when you're wearing a tailored suit to work, they're just going to perceive you as being more competent, more well put together and professional. I personally don't wear a tailored suit to work. It can definitely help. Let's just say you're bringing up a point in a meeting, you're explaining a concept or you're giving your opinion on something that's being asked, and you're wearing that tailored suit. People make subconsciously agree with you solely because you're wearing a nice fitted suit. And let's just say you're meeting with a potential client, you're a lawyer as an example, you're meeting with a potential client wearing a fitted suit. That's where I think the halo effect can definitely kick in and help you. The potential client might perceive you as being more competent, trustworthy, and this might help you close that deal and make that person become an actual client of yours. To give you an example, I remember there was this one time I went to the bank, and I just happened to be wearing a suit that day. I had an interview earlier that day, and almost immediately when I entered the room of the bank, I was greeted by a bank rep. And they were just very friendly. They were very helpful. Then prior times I'd gone to this location, I think that day I needed a new checkbook, and this was, for my bank, I needed to go into the branch, and they helped me immediately. They took me to their office. They did try to sell me a credit card, and but at the same time, they made sure I got what I needed, and I got quicker service. And the same thing could be said as, if you go to a restaurant and you just happen to be wearing a tailored suit, you're probably going to get better service from your server or the bartender. You might get seated sooner if you're wearing a tailored suit, just because you're perceived as someone that, makes more money. And obviously if the server or bartender is giving you better service, they're perceiving you as you might be giving them a better tip. So, and contrast this to another time I had gone into the same bank, the same branch location. I was just wearing regular clothes. I think I was wearing jeans and a t-shirt at the time and boots. Not dressed poorly, but not dressed well at all, really. And I was converting a bunch of change I found in my couch and kind of all over my apartment. And I was wanted to convert this to cash. And I remember another bank rep, just gave me something to put the change into. They weren't rude, but they definitely weren't helpful or friendly. They didn't help me put all the change into it. So it just goes to show that, if you're going to a bank or you're buying a car, you're going to a restaurant, you're just going to get better service wearing a suit. I think wearing a suit obviously, helps give you a slight boost in how women perceive you. But I think the biggest benefit of wearing a tailored suit is just getting better service and being perceived by other professional people as being more competent and just being more professional in general. I think that's going to help you a lot more than wearing a tailored suit just for women. Well, that's my take on if women find men wearing suits more attractive and how much suits will help you in the professional setting. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like. Feel free to hit the notification bell. Feel free to comment down below your experience wearing a suit. And feel free to subscribe. Until next time, take care.